The oval is filled in for Bill Boone, and he's written in, and the oval is filled in for the write-in. Is that considered an overvote? It is.
Are you ready?
An overvote? No.
No.
Both marks or both ovals are filled in.
For Bill Boone.
For Bill Boone, one on the front, one on the back.
So you would count one as, technically what you would do is count one as a write-in for Bill Boone. And then you would add that into his tally. I don't know if that's what the precinct did, but...
Well, that didn't happen. That's just theoretical.
I'm ready to close.
I didn't see it, so.
I'm ready to close.
Do you guys have the stack of, when your person goes in to vote, they fill out a white sheet of paper. And that's passed and checked off. Do you have a stack of those things for this particular precinct?
Right, those are voter affidavits.
Eligibility slip.
No, we're here today with these to only count the ballots that are before you that were closed in the machine from the precinct election officials the night of the election. So the only thing before you today as a board is to recount the ballots.
That's all we're doing.
You have procedural errors that you want, or other things that you want to look at. The process is to notify the city clerk with any intent or questions that you have.
No, what I was asking about was if the number of ballots are the same as the number of white sheets out there.
Eligibility slips, and we don't have the eligibility slips. We have them at the warehouse. Only the ballots is what we're looking at today. Okay? Here's your tally. 38, 6, 3, and 1. This is back. Yes. Go look. Okay.
That's the numbers right there.
Okay, so then what we'd ask you to do is to just document it here, and then we'll move to the next precinct. So it would be what your numbers are in the absentee here for Michael, for Paul, and then your write-in.
Okay, and we each, or?
Well, I think you all came to conclusion that it was 38, 6, 3, and 1.
And then if there is a disagreement, it's by majority vote, which is correct.
So when you see these ballots and you see an X, we fed it through the machine, okay? And this is just their document, if you want to read it, from the precinct election officials documenting what they did.
And when was that? When did that happen?
Election day.
Just sometime during the day?
Yeah, someone just strolled in, the ballot, I actually believe it was an overvoted ballot, so the machine would not take the ballot because it was overvoted. The voter walked away without it taking it, and the precinct election officials didn't notice it until they went over to the machine and someone else was voting, that it was there. So they marked it as a provisional, but it needed to be counted in the machine, so it was counted as an overvote.
Mm-hmm.
Did they mark it as spoiled?
Oh, they marked it spoiled, but it was an overvote.
I have a question.
They marked it as a provisional.
In that case, was there a reconciliation of the number of votes cast to the number of votes of people who actually logged in, when they come in and they say...
Yes, with their eligibility slips, yes.
And so the total number of ballots really does tie out
At the end of the night, they have to match their eligibility slips to their ballots. So yes, there was reconciliation, and we presented that before the board.
And they reconciled to the total votes, including that provisional ballot?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Well, and two different things going on there. One is votes, one is ballots.
Mhm.
Not all of the ballots that we've seen actually turned into votes because some of them have been overvoted. You can't discern who they're voting for, so you have to reject
Yes,
it.
yeah, okay.
So it's total of ballots.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
okay.
Is that ballot in here?
Yeah, that ballot will be in there.
So that's why you were there? That
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Because they called us and said what they'd done, so I wrote up a statement for them and asked them, is this correct? And they said yes, and then I had them sign it. So anytime we have something like that, our goal is to document it as long as we're informed.
Okay, we're ready to move to the next precinct, and this is probably the second largest precinct, next to the absentees, so after this, it'll go pretty quickly.
Write-in for
That was the seal that was
Elizabeth Harris.
securing the balance.
Elizabeth Harris.
You can imagine during the presidential election, you know, so many ballot entries, that tape must be pretty long.
Yeah, well, you got it, well, you should do every one of these. This will never have over 300 votes on one person. Okay. And your number is?
We have 26. Oh, thank you. Do you have it?
Yep.
26 for Bill, 3 for Michael, 3 for Paul, and 0 for any others.
Okay, is there anything that the board wants to bring to issue with us before we close? Okay, so the canvass is done. We've counted the votes. We can be excited that, you know, and have confidence in Scott County that the votes came out exactly the same as the canvass from last Thursday. So with that, what we'll have you do is we'll have you sign this document with the numbers. We need to put in ink.
I show for Bill Boone, 190, Michael, 57, Paul, 58, and 3 others.
And those 3 others consist of 1 blank vote and 2 overvoted. So a total of 3. And so
3 invalid, basically.
3 invalid ballots. So nothing changed in the election. So I think that we can have confidence not only in the auditor's office and the staff and the poll workers, but that, you know, that there's integrity in the voting system that we're using. Although I really welcome the opportunity to do this today so that we can show to the citizens of Scott County that they're, you know, they should have confidence in the voting system. And I think I shared with the media, if I was off by 1 vote or 5 votes, I probably would have asked for a recount as well. So it's just the check and balance. It's making sure that our equipment's working and that we're doing the job that we're supposed to be doing. So other than that, does anybody have any questions?
So I put you on the first flight to Afghanistan, okay?
Okay, how about a round of applause for everybody?
All right, thank you.
You're not done
You
yet.
have
You
to
need to
sign.
fill these forms out. and
But
sign.
I want to say a couple of comments because Michael was gracious enough to expeditiously bring to us his request. He could have held out till Friday, which really would have put us in a time constraint. And because he was gracious enough to do that, we were able to notify Mr. Vasquez. And the timeline went very smoothly, and they were able to get Mr. Myers here this morning at 9 o'clock. So it's nice that it moves smoothly like that. We really appreciate it. So, and thank you to everyone that came to help out the Canada.
Now, once anytime can write the report on how I disrupted all this.
I already wrote it, Keith. What are you talking about?
There were 3 rounds.
You can't leave yet, you got something to do, buddy.